InObscuria.
Welcome back, my friends, to the InObscuria podcast, a podcast where we exhume obscure rock and punk and metal. And we put them in one of three categories. You okay over there?
How long have you been doing this? And I still knock my headphones into the mic when I turn to look.
Yes.
Every time.
All right. The lost, the forgotten, or the should have beens, and the clumsy.
The clumsy. That guy over here.
Yeah. I'm Kevin Williams. That.
The clumsy guy on this side.
No, it's Captain Content.
Content.
Robert Harrison.
I'm a giver. I'm just giving you content.
You just keep coming with it.
But I feel bad. I've been slacking. I've gone an entire week without really anything interesting happening in my life.
You have nothing to tell me today.
He got away.
I mean, it's that time of year where I'm kind of hibernating. It's not that it's freezing cold outside today. It was raining. So I was stuck inside, and I cleaned out another closet, purged some things.
Wow.
I threw away...
Podcasting gold. That's what you're giving us right
exactly.
now.
That's why I'm apologizing
gold.
for that. I threw away 2 clock radios, realizing, they're sitting in a closet, and I don't think I'm ever going to use a clock. Does anybody use clock radios anymore?
I don't think so.
Waking up to the local
No, I don't think
DJ.
so.
Hey!
Everybody has a phone beside their bed.
7:30 in the morning. Let's take a check of the traffic outside. Going to work. Gonna suck today. Yeah. So that was from 10 years ago when I still had a clock radio.
Probably more than that.
More than that. So yeah, things like that. Really exciting stuff today. Shoot me, please. Just
Wow.
Is this life? Is this my life from now on?
I don't even get to hit a button.
No. Well, yeah, you get to hit a button.
I get to hit a button.
I did that just for you.
That's awesome.
Hit that damn button. I would not let you down. Since nothing was going on, I had to stir something up.
Oh, we stirred it
See
up.
what I did there? Yeah, I said
That's
that.
right, Musketeers. It's time to get your grub on with the chef that can get it to your funky style.
Roberts, God not eating. Right now, Roberts, God not eating. All right, tell us.
I was bored, and all great things start with I was bored, and so decided to make kind of a blend of 2 worlds, Kevin.
Hopefully, it's not shit you found in the closet.
No.
Good.
It has nothing to do with stuff I found in the closet.
Okay, good.
Completely separate subject. We'll stop and then move on to good stuff. Yeah, so one side of the world, fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Our side of the world, not that fancy. You and I grew up eating catfish.
Yes, we did.
Now, would you eat it fried?
Of course.
Exactly. That's the only way I ever ate catfish was fried catfish. So I decided to elevate the lowly catfish. And
Why now? People that don't know.
You're right. Let's back up because we do have an international audience. Kevin.
What do people say about catfish?
Catfish is a light tasting fish primarily found in the southeastern United States in ponds and lakes. It's a freshwater fish. Now, there is a saltwater version of the catfish, but you don't eat that. It tastes bad. So we're talking the freshwater catfish. A lot of it's farmed, raised now, and sustainable, whatever.
But a lot of people would say that the catfish is a lowly economy fish because it's a bottom feeder. It basically eats anything that's on the
anything you
floor of the
find
river
on the base
or
of that
pond
pond scum. It eats pond scum.
They eat scum.
Yeah, but they're really good. Once again, they're a light tasting fish, surprisingly, for the fact that they're they eat pond scum. And yeah, most of the time you fry it, and it's found in the southeast, and we love our fried foods here. And it's associated with kind of
Hold on.
Live! Damn it, live! Where are those little heart paddle things that George Clooney uses? Give me these things. Clear! Clear! Crank up the voltage. 10,000 volts. Clear! Clear! Up to 15,000. 15,000 volts. No. Clear!
Yeah,
Sorry, thought I was having a heart attack. I'm
No,
all right.
you got one more artery. It's not clogged.
Yeah.
You get a fishing pole, go out and sit on the side of a maybe in a boat or on a pier or a dock, and you catch some catfish. And an official term is a mess of catfish, and that's a metric mess of catfish. And you fry them up and you eat them. So thought, what if you cooked it a different way? Would the world end? Would I get in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
So I cooked up the fanciest white wine sauce to go on the catfish and skillet fry it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Would you like a sample?
Oh, yes.
1 second.
Oh, he's got a fancy plate and everything. The dog is following him. The dog's like, come on, man. Hook me up. Hook me up.
Yeah, that dog is your best friend now.
And is this homemade tartar sauce?
What the hell did you just say?
Tartar sauce.
What is
it's
it?
white wine.
This is the white wine.
reduction
Oh,
sauce.
I see.
Dumbass.
What's wrong with you?
I thought you cooked
Jesus.
it in the white wine.
In the tartar sauce.
It looks like tartar sauce.
Dude, I told you I was going fancy. If I was just pure redneck, it'd be catfish with tartar sauce. That's the normal way you serve
looks
catfish.
like-
It's a white wine reduction with shallots.
Let me start over. Is that a white wine reduction? I can't even say it.
I know.
White wine reduction.
Threw you off there. Tartar sauce. God. Yeah. We think about that, man. It takes it
good
up
stuff.
a couple of steps, doesn't it?
It does.
Catfish. I mean, they should be serving that over in French.
In French. That's good.
All those hoity-toity French chefs over there. Yeah, so
He just licked his chops.
Yeah, he's
literally
he knows,
just licked his chops.
He knows he's getting that plate as soon as you're one way or the other. If you turn your back, he's going to get it.
I'm going to eat half of it. Can I give him half?
You get him as much as you want.
All right.
I know you just ate. So yeah, that was my experiment tonight, and I think that was a success. I usually go for the weird and wacky, and that's just straight up damn good food right there.
It's very good.
Did I mention it's not healthy at all?
No, of course not.
Yeah, it's got like half a gallon of cream in it. So.
Damn it, man! I'm trying to save an innocent life. Clear.
But yeah, he will gladly accept any and all donations to the Dio Starvation Fund.
Ronnie James D.O.G.
Because he hasn't eaten in 15 minutes.
You should feed this dog.
I know.
Poor guy.
He goes around and tells everybody I starved him to death.
Wow. Okay.
So that was my evening, man. I tried to make up for the boring week.
Yeah, you don't have any stories for us, but man,
That was good food.
you delivered. Robert's Garden of Eden.
Yeah, but life will pick up soon. It's been, it's that time of the year. Nothing's going on.
Didn't even know you could grow fish in the garden.
You can.
Good stuff.
Yeah, farm raised in my garden.
All right.
And the undersea adventure in the backyard.
That's true. You do have a sea.
I have an undersea adventure in the backyard.
Any updates on the backyard?
Oh,
I guess you can't do anything in the cold.
I haven't even seen the backyard in
haven't seen the
about 3
backyard.
weeks.
Oh, wow.
No, I've seen what's outside. I'm not going out there. It's like some Stephen King novel.
So should we give a weather update? I know everybody's
Yeah, they're
really wants a weather update. It was bitch ass cold.
Now let's kick it back on over to
Robert Harrison.
for our 5-day weather forecast.
Robert.
bitch ass cold. I think 10 degrees.
Now I'm wearing a t-shirt.
And it's now 58 degrees and raining. And we're going to get our asses kicked next couple of days rain-wise. So hope you're ready.
All right. Well, that was your weather report. So
InObscuria weather update here, Channel 6.
what I'd like you to do after you listen to our weather report is go listen to Pot of Thunder, Cobras and Fire, Growing Up Rock, Slamfest podcast, Decibel Geek, A to Z Radio, Metal Up Your Podcast, The Hustle, Sean Geek and Fast Fret Podcast, Disciples of the Watch, Podcast Rock City, State of Amorica, Rock Strikes 10, Potter Than Hell, Shout It Out Loudcast, The Ron Keel Podcast, The Kiss Room, Ages of Rock, Retraced Podcast, and don't forget about Monty,
Hey, it's Monty.
Monty's Rockcast. Come visit us InObscuria.com. Like us, share us, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Breath.
Yeah, take a breath. That was a lot of work.
This isn't working. We gotta try open heart massage. I need a rib separator and a scalpel. Where do I cut? Start in the middle, work your way around.
Yeah, are we out of beer? I couldn't
No,
find...
we have beer.
Yeah, well, you have like all the fancy beers. There's just some beer in the beer fridge. Just beer, something I can pronounce, like Schlitz. Thank you, sir. Let me just, excuse me while I interrupt the podcast to,
Now it's a proper podcast.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So last week, Robert,
Okay.
Captain Content, sorry.
Yes.
Captain Content. Last week, we chatted about the mighty Zach Sabbath
Oh, yeah.
and how awesome it was to hear beefed up versions of classic hard rock and metal tunes from the mighty Black Sabbath. And so I thought, you know what? Since you are the content captain,
Salute.
obviously you meant for us to carry this forward. So we're going to explore more of this with some of those songs that we grew up hearing on classic rock radio.
Carry on, my wayward son.
Well, we're not going to hear that one, but it could have been in the running. Yes, this week, episode 215, covers from beyond classic rock, as done by heavier bands.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, so these are those songs that you hear all the time.
Yeah.
especially back in the day. Maybe not as much now because what's considered classic rock today, goes all the way through the last 20 years. And
Right. We're talking classic.
We're talking classic rock. We're talking 60s, 70s,
early 80s.
Early 80s.
Yeah.
Not too much further than that.
You're right. And whatever true classic rock you might hear on a classic rock station today, you do hear those songs every 20 minutes because they've stopped playing a variety. You've heard me go back to episodes 20 through 96 to hear me bitch and gripe about that.
Yes. I can attest to it. I edit the show.
Yes. You're fully aware of that.
Like, God, he's going off again. Let me just take this next 20 minutes out.
Old man yelling at the clouds. You ought to play Dust in the Wind one more time.
So I thought before we start tonight, why don't we look up the old Google computer? I looked up what are the 10 most played classic rock songs. And the first thing that came up in the search was from AmericanSongwriter.com. It's a place I visit every day. I don't know about you.
No, start my day there.
Start my day
as soon as my clock radio goes off.
AmericanSongwriter.com.
Right, I pull that up on my
I do the same thing.
On my iMac.
That's why we do this. We just really on your iMac. My Coleco.
Commodore VIC-20.
Yeah, so I don't know that I agree with these, but you can't go wrong. You cannot debate the AmericanSongwriter.com.
Can I say the first three are Led Zeppelin?
He got away.
Not even in the top 10.
What? I thought Black Dog, Led Zeppelin would be number one.
Here's what this particular website has. At number 10, top 10 most played classic rock songs, Sharp Dressed Man, ZZ Top.
Yeah.
Okay, 1983 when that came in. Number 9, Legs, ZZ Top.
Okay, no.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Number 8, I definitely agree with, and I still love this song every time it comes on. Crazy on You, Heart. You hear it all the time.
Yeah, that's on that list.
That one in Barracuda, but Barracuda didn't make the top 10. Okay, number 7, Peace of Mind, Boston.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, number 6, you've already said it. Carry On Wayward Son, Kansas.
Yeah, nailed it.
Absolutely. Number 5, you cannot argue. More Than a Feeling, Boston.
Yeah, I thought that would be higher than the other one.
What the hell did you just say?
It is.
Oh, that's right, because we're going backwards.
Yes.
Duh.
Number
Jesus. I don't know how you put up with me.
Number 4, You Shook Me All Night Long, AC/DC.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the top 3 are the ones where I'm just like, this is not accurate for our region of the country.
Well, they've got to piss you off so you'll talk about their stupid poll on our podcast. I mean, that's the way things are done. You do something weird and you get talked about and they get, street cred.
Before I read these off, what would be your top 3? You said Led Zeppelin.
Black Dog, Led Zeppelin, Fool in the Rain, Led Zeppelin, and More Than a Feeling. I mean, one of the Boston songs.
See, I'd go, you'd have to have a Skinner song in there.
Well,
around here.
See, we're skewed.
Song.
Classic rock Southeast versus classic rock, Saskatchewan, Alaska.
Let's see, another one that I would go with. I think even though they only play the one song, they play the hell of it. Boys Are Back in Town.
Yeah.
I think they play that a lot.
Yep. Now, Skinner, it wouldn't be Freebird because they say that for special occasions. Yeah.
It's too long. Sweet Home Alabama or...
Ooh, that smell.
That one they play a lot.
Can't you smell that smell?
I hate those lyrics.
Yeah, that's kind of a dumb song.
Anyway, I can't think of another one off the top of my head, but I wouldn't pick these 3. Here's the 3 they have. At number 3, All Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't
put that in the top 3, but okay.
Think about how long that's been around versus something that came out in 1983.
Yeah, true.
So it had more plays technically over the life of classic rock. I'm going to assume that. The
number 2 and number 1, they definitely get played a lot, but I wouldn't have them at number 2 and number 1. But Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith at number 2.
It'd be top 5.
Okay. All right. And the number 1 most played song, according to AmericanSongwriter.com on classic rock radio, also an Aerosmith song, Dream On.
No, I'd have that at like 15.
I agree.
But all 10 of those songs should never, ever be played on radio again, ever. Done. I'm not saying you can't listen to them, but they should not play those on radio stations.
You know what they should do is they should just give them a breather for like 2 years.
Yeah,
just 2 years.
I agree. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. See, you see how easy that is?
Yeah.
Democracy. You got to love it.
Well, we're going to hit some other ones.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to hit some other ones.
Hey, we're going to play all 10 of those right here.
We're not playing any of those, but we are going to play songs that get played quite a bit, especially when we were, 90s. I'm thinking basically the whole 90s, when we were really listening to a lot of classic rock, when
Yeah.
it became more of a thing.
Yeah, I would say 87 for me.
Yeah, mid
I
80s to through the 90s.
Tuning into classic rock, really paying attention to it.
All right. I'm not going to tell you the song until we play it. I think you'll know all these songs.
Yeah, they should be self-explanatory.
I think they'll be
if
pretty
we're talking about them.
self-explanatory. So we're going to start off with a band that I discovered back in college as the sound to both the intro and the commercial breaks for MTV's Headbangers Ball.
Oh.
Now, they've had different music over the years.
Yeah.
So it was that particular time in the late 80s, early 90s, and the band was called Prong.
Oh, God. I remember the name, but I don't remember the band.
Yeah.
I don't remember their songs.
Love this band. And it took me a while to figure out who they were. And the guy at the music store, Manifest Records, God bless him, he told me who they were. And he's like, we've got a couple of their albums if you want to check them out. I'm like, I do. I would, sir. I would like to check them out.
I got a couple of their albums in the back if you want to step into this dark room, young man.
You were there?
Okay, sir, yeah. Right behind this curtain, yeah.
Now, somehow we've never played Prong on this show before, which is crazy because I really dig the band, and they've got...
Crazy Train, that's number 12.
That
Sorry.
would be... You're right.
God.
Yeah, so a band that was founded in 1986 by Tommy Victor. He's the guitarist and singer, and at that time he was a sound engineer at the New York City music club called CBGB's.
Oh, that guy.
So that's where he got his start, and how about that? That's where Prong used to play a lot in the early days. CB's. So they were kind of in the punk space, but they were metal, so they're definitely an in-betweener band. Yes, I said wiener, and I hit it before you could.
What the hell did you just say?
Damn it.
That doesn't sound right.
You're taking my
That doesn't sound right.
you hit my wiener before I could. Huh.
Ouch. Yeah, somewhere between thrash, hardcore, industrial, as they would move on over the years, but still around, still putting out albums. They put out a new album last year. It almost made my list, almost made the
Your end of the year
Shallow Graves episode, my independently produced
You outsource
solo.
that. Yeah, I know. You outsource that. You totally do.
My solo album I do once a year.
Once a year solo album.
So here is a little song that was on last year's release, and this is definitely a classic rock staple and a little hint, pure Canadian gold.
Well, I get up at 7, yeah, and I go to work at 9. Got no time for living, yeah, I'm working all the time. It seems to me I can live my
this is why I show up every week. I mean, that it's in my house, but
True, you're here already.
I would be here anyway. But the one thing I put on the headphones and
You walked all the way downstairs.
I walked downstairs.
Yeah.
That's commitment, man.
It is.
I walked all the way downstairs.
You do a lot.
That was awesome. Metallica missed a huge opopportunity to cover that song.
I agree.
Unless they have, and I don't know about it.
I've never heard them cover
That
Rush.
breakdown
Maybe
in the
they have.
middle was quintessential thrash metal.
Mm-hmm.
You go from heavy and slow to just rock it out. I would listen to that again if you hit play again.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
I'm here all night. We've hit on a really good theme. I love this.
Okay.
Heavier classics.
Heavier classics.
I love this.
Well,
I hope there's a lot of content so we can do this.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's just keep going.
There's more.
There's more.
Okay, that's
But wait,
cool. This is
there's
bonus. Bonus.
There's more than one song tonight, Robert.
That was enough. I'm good, but
This is
okay.
different than other episodes we've done.
I gave you, gourmet food. You gave me some awesome music. It was done. We were even.
I
But
gave
now,
you gourmet Canadian
damn,
tunes.
that was really gourmet.
I mean, what we don't need to say anything about it. Was Rush.
It was Rush, which is already good.
Album number 1.
Yeah.
1974. This is the song, or that was the song, that
Yeah.
put them on the map in the States to start their whole 40-year career. Miss them.
Yeah.
Miss them. But they're still
Tip
good.
one.
I'm going to tip one too.
Dio, clean that up.
All right.
Poured beer on the floor.
Well, well, well. Here we are again. What do you say, Al? What do you hear? What do you say?
Oh, I ordered a couple of beers for us.
Perfect.
So,
What? This is inequitable.
no, it's beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This fits great in my enormously small hand.
This fits great in my giant stomach.
Aren't you proud of this beer?
I'm very proud of this beer. I love this beer. I think our beer is excellent for the planet. I think it makes people very happy when they drink it.
Do you think that our beer is an intelligent beer or an unintelligent beer?
Grossly intelligent. I don't say that as an expert on intelligence, as you know. But I'm assuming that in a world of different words, intelligent would be the one I would choose for our beer.
I agree. Bravo, very well said.
Thank you.
Very well said. You know what's better than Rush Golden Ale?
I heard sex was fun.
Hey, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
we did an episode on guitars that rocked our world. You remember that?
Yes.
Reach way back. Remember that?
way. That's in the vault, like the archives 2 weeks ago.
Almost 2 weeks ago.
Almost.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you remember this, but I mentioned that
Always assume no.
Ace Frehley
Yeah.
was not my original guy in that band. You remember that band he was in before he went solo?
The Vinnie Vincent Invasion?
No, I don't think he was in that one.
Oh.
It was White Tiger. No,
White-
it was not White Tiger.
The Lumineers?
The Lumineers. he
Where did that come from?
he backed up Katy Perry, right? No,
Yes.
it was
Damn.
Kiss.
I've been hanging out with too many millennials.
There's your Kiss connection with a K. Yeah, so I mentioned that Ace wasn't originally my Kiss guy. It was Bruce.
Yeah.
So
Dickinson.
similar to Kiss.
Not Dickinson, Bruce.
What's wrong with you?
Bruce Kulick.
Right. I was just clarifying.
Yes.
I was clarifying.
Yes,
for those
Dickinson, to my knowledge, has never picked up the guitar.
Oh, I just
and played with
assumed-
Kiss.
Well, I just assumed he probably knew a few chords, and maybe he stopped by one day. He was in the studio or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, moving on. Similar to that, Randy Rhoads was not my original Ozzy guitarist. It
Oh, you
was
started Jake?
Jake E. Lee. He was my guy.
Oh no!
He was my guy.
I still thought it was Randy. I didn't realize he had died. Even I'm listening to later Ozzy before I knew the whole story. I'm like, wow, he kind of changed his style.
I didn't hear Ozzy until Bark at the Moon was out.
Right
So-
after that, I saw Bark at the Moon on MTV and was like, that's weird. Didn't know what to think of it. But then, like a couple of years later, it started to click.
Yeah, so it was really the next album for me. It was Ultimate Sin that got me hooked on Ozzy, and then I went backwards. But
Was that what was Jimmy Swaggart? Miracle Man?
no,
Was that Ultimate Sin?
no, that was No Rest for the Wicked.
Okay,
That was
and the next-
Zach's first album.
Okay, a couple more albums.
That was the next one. So anyway, yes, The Ultimate Sin and Bark at the Moon featured my cousin, Jakey Lou Williams,
Jakey Lou.
otherwise known as Jake E. Lee.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Jakey Lou Williams.
That was his real name?
That's his real name. Good change.
Yeah,
Good change.
yeah, I agree.
Maybe you shouldn't have gone for a Confederate general, but that's okay. It's okay. It was a different time.
It was just the middle part of it. Yeah,
It was a different time.
Yeah, it was okay.
Anyway, yes. So originally, did you know he was the original guitarist in Mickey Rat?
I don't know.
That
Mickey
became
Rat.
they became Rat.
Oh, was that pre-Rat?
Uh-huh.
Was Mickey Rat?
It was Mickey Rat, and they shortened it to Rat
Oh, sorry. It took a second for that to
to sink in.
fully
what that
sink
meant.
in. Yeah.
Okay.
Florida man here didn't
Yeah.
get the Walt Disney World reference. Duh. It's the fish, man. It was
Then
so
he
good.
was in Rough Cut. That'll make certain listeners very happy that I mentioned Rough Cut. And he was going to be the original guitarist in Dio. Do you know that?
No.
He and Ronnie didn't quite get along on the direction of the songs, but he was going to be the guy in Dio.
I don't know. Ozzy or Dio?
Well,
I think it worked out.
It worked out fine.
Yeah.
For a little bit, at least. So he didn't get the Dio gig, and then he goes for the Ozzy gig. But Ozzy's already picked some guy named George Lynch to be his guitarist.
Yeah, no, I've heard this.
You've heard this?
Yeah, that's wild too.
And apparently Ozzy was like, oh, no, we'll just go with you. I like you better. And Lynch, he got fired really quickly.
You son of a bitch. You no good damn son of a bitch.
And Jake took his spot.
Now, did Jake get fired for personality issues, or did Ozzy just get tired of his guitar playing? What was the story with that? Do you know?
I think it was partly around the songwriting and the credit not going to Jake,
Okay,
who
so-
claims that he wrote everything on those albums and got zero credit. I think that was part of it. Now, that could be kind of revisionist
Right.
Jake talking. Also, I think it was Ozzy was in a bad place at that time. And so I don't know if they just cleaned house or what.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I assume he had maybe heard Zach and went, oh, new direction, more modern.
I don't-
modernizing the sound.
I don't think so, because when Zach came in, he was so young and he was basically a Randy sound-alike, except for the crazy pinch harmonics he was doing. But
that was still.
he wasn't. He
moving
didn't
it
establish
forward.
himself as
Got it.
the Zach that he
He
became.
didn't come in full on Zach Wild. He
I don't
evolved
think so.
into.
I mean, other people may
Interesting.
think so.
Yeah,
but I don't think
I've always
so.
wondered that.
But somebody, I'm sure, will correct us. He went to form Badlands.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a super group at the time. They did a couple albums in the late 80s, early 90s. And then he kind of seemed to disappear. And he actually moved to Vegas. He spent most of the 90s and 2000s playing on tribute albums. You know, here's another Kulick. You know, he played on a lot of those Bob Kulick joints that he put together. He kept a pretty low profile, but he did release 2 solo albums, 95 and 05, on Shrapnel Records. Imagine that. The guitar label. And then, now, did you go see him? I'm trying to remember. Did you go see Red Dragon Cartel with me?
No, we saw him solo up in
That was
Johns
Red
Creek.
That was Red Dragon Cartel.
I don't remember the Red Dragon part of it, but it was just Jakey Lee.
Yeah, it was Jake Ely's Red Dragon Cartel.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the last part.
Yeah, I thought you went with
You had me at Jakey Lee, and that's all I cared about.
Yeah, and he was amazing.
Yeah,
He
it
sounded
was-
so good.
It was real small club.
Small club,
Very
sounded
small
amazing.
club.
Apparently, he's putting that group back together, and they're going to do something else. So that's kind of cool.
Different singer though. You were telling me he was going through singers like every 3 or 4 months.
Oh yeah, he had a ridiculous amount of singers.
Yeah.
he must be a bit of a
pill.
Yeah, well, there's got to be a better word
That's
for
the
it. but-
genteel Southern term. He's
Yeah,
a little
okay.
bit of a pill.
Yeah, he's a little hard to get along with,
Yeah,
perhaps.
bless his heart.
Yeah. So anyway, he put out these amazing solo albums that most people have never heard, so I thought we might play from one of them because he plays a classic rock staple. A little hint here, this band we have featured before on an episode, a full episode just to this band, or this man, I should say, and most people only know 2 songs.
I would be most people. Whenever you say that means me.
Yeah, most people only know 2 songs, but those 2 songs get a lot of airplay.
Nothing wrong with that.
That was it, huh?
That's it. Nothing wrong with that. It wasn't that much heavier or different than the original compared to the first song you played.
Okay.
So it was fine. It's Jakey Lee, nothing wrong with that. But, with Ronnie James Montrose, his version was pretty damn good.
Ronnie James.
Yeah. Everybody's Ronnie James.
I don't think that was his middle name.
Oh, okay.
But, we'll just go with Ronnie Montrose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jake's guitar tone.
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it.
Drips.
Who was the singer?
I don't know who the singer was on that. I'm not sure.
It didn't matter. It was once again a great attempt at that and a solid recording that you would put on a album full of covers, and
Which is exactly what it was on.
38 people buy it, and you get a little residual here and there.
Yeah, it was on his album called Retraced, where he did mostly blues standards.
Yeah.
And he rocked them out, and then he put this at the end, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
Right, but I'm saying from my standard that I had been set at a very high standard at the beginning of this episode.
Oh, with the prong.
Yeah, so you
I
might have
see.
saved that to last.
Okay.
You set the bar pretty high,
I
Kevin.
got you. Okay, all right.
So like I said, there's nothing wrong with it.
So I should have stopped after the first song.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're just digging ourselves a hole, but that's okay. We got to fill in another 35, 40 minutes here.
All right, well, let's see what we get next.
Yeah.
All right, so this is another band that I'm surprised we've never played on this show, and definitely one of the more obscure LA hair bands from the late 80s. And I remember hearing their song, Feel the Shake, on my local radio station back in high school, and I could never find the album. I knew the name of the band, I could never find this album, Feel the Shake. I'm sure you've heard it on the Hair Nation.
No.
Probably the only song they play.
It's been a
by this
long
band.
time since I've listened to satellite radio, though.
Well, the name of this band is Jetboy. You ever heard of Jetboy?
No.
Okay. All right. So
I'm going to have to tune in. I still have satellite radio in my car, but
yeah,
I don't get in there.
They're one of those bands that a lot of people know the name, but like I said, other than Feel the Shake, you probably don't know much about them if you know anything about them. They had very limited exposure, even at the time, in the rock mags of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew their name, I knew the song, but I could never find their album anywhere. And they were on Elektra Records. They got signed in 86, but I never found it back in the day. I didn't get it for a long time. They sort of had a look that was kind of like Guns N' Roses a little bit, where it was kind of more street cred, a little more punk rock.
Not as glammy.
Not quite as glammy, but they were still glam.
Yeah.
And the lead singer, Mickey Finn, he had an awesome mohawk. He's the only hair metal guy I remember that had a mohawk.
That would put him in a different category.
So they had a look, that you wouldn't forget when you saw them. But still, for whatever reason, it didn't, in our region of the country, didn't really break through. Now, Feel the Shake, the album came out in 1988, which is when I heard it. And apparently it peaked at number 135 on the Billboard 200. Again, I never saw the album until much later. And original bass player, so here's a little factoid, original bass player Todd Crew died during a drug overdose in the hotel room of One Slash.
Uh-oh.
I'd never heard this story.
That's gonna hurt his career, Kevin.
Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash. Yes, this guy died in his hotel room.
Hopefully he was downstairs filling up the ice bucket at that time and had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, we heard all about Vince Neil's issue, but I never heard this one.
Yeah. Well, the drummer that had a lot of drug problems.
that narrows it down.
No, the Guns N' Roses drummer, dumbass.
Oh, Steven Adler.
Yes. Come on, work with me here. You're stealing my thunder. I'm the one supposed to be out of it.
Yeah, Steven Adler.
Yeah, that guy. So maybe they were hanging out together.
They probably were. I think
that makes more sense than
I think
Slash.
they did a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
Okay.
Don't do it, kids.
Yeah, so Jetboy disbanded in 1993 because of everything going on with music at that time. They regrouped in the mid-2000s, and they've kept going ever since. And, even their more recent content is really good. So I don't know why this band never broke bigger than they did, but
timing-wise, it was right at the peak.
It was there. Apparently, it did well in parts of the country. It just didn't make it to the southeast for some reason. Yeah. I don't know.
It was that mohawk.
Must have been the mohawk.
Yeah, we don't like mohawks down here. Get that haircut.
We like those pretty girls poison, but we don't like.
You get in there and you tease that hair, son. And you take this can of Aquanet and you use the whole thing. I don't want to have any Aquanet left over. You tease that hair for about 20 minutes. You come back out.
You need to look a lot prettier, boy.
Yeah, we'll take you in there. We'll do it for you.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the cover that I'm going to play is a song that we probably heard a lot more back in the 80s and 90s than today. Yeah. I bet they never play this band anymore, but back in the 70s, this band was huge, and they played their songs all the way up through the 90s and then just kind of went away. English band.
funny. I guess it's hard not to agree. You say it all depends on money and who is in your family tree. Right, you're bloody well right. You got a bloody right to say. Right, you're bloody well right. You know you got a right to say. Ha, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. Yeah, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. And me, I don't care anyway. Your problems down in detail and take them to a higher place. You've had your cry, no I shouldn't say well. In the meantime, hush your face. Right, quite right. You're bloody well right. You got a bloody right to say. Right, you're bloody well right. You know you got a right to say. Ha, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. Yeah, you're bloody well right. You know you got a right to say. You got a bloody 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 right to say.
Now we're back on track.
Okay.
All right. You got
All
the
right.
bar right back up again.
Okay, good.
Love that song. And yes, they were staples. They had, I think, 3 or 4 songs, the Logical Song and Breakfast in America.
Oh, yeah.
That
And
one.
that one.
Yeah, you never hear that anymore.
Take the long road home.
Long Way Home.
Long way home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the long way home. Yeah, so that actually was the beginning of this episode for me 30 years ago, because I would listen to that song and I would think, that's a great song. I feel like it's got more to give.
Yeah. It needs to be heavier.
Yeah, because that beginning, da 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 da.
Yeah.
It had the saxophone, but I was always imagined like just a little heavier. And I wondered if live, I never got to see them live, so I thought maybe they rocked it out a little bit more live.
And maybe if the kids don't know, Supertramp is
Oh,
the
sorry,
name of
yeah.
the
Let me
band.
just fill that in there. Supertramp. Yeah.
Supertramp. And
But-
you don't hear them at all anymore.
No, you might. No, actually, no. I'll agree.
Never hear
because
Supertramp.
it's not rocking enough for today's standards, and so yeah, that got pushed away years ago.
The funny thing is, Supertramp would probably go over really well with the indie crowd from like 10 years ago because
Well-
they kind of sounded.
Well, think about it. They were around the same time with Toto.
Right.
Some of the early hits. Toto experienced a huge resurgence with Africa.
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
became a huge song amongst
Journey as well,
millennials. Yeah, Journey because of other things, but Sopranos, that gave them a huge shot in the arm. But Africa became wildly popular with millennials.
Yeah.
And about 10 years ago, I remember hearing it pop up at friends of mine that were much younger than me. They would be singing it at the top of their lungs in the middle of a party. I'm like, why did you pick this one classic rock song?
Toto?
Yeah, weird. Okay. But anyway, so the heaviness of that one lent itself very well. That's what I was expecting to
I
hear.
love what Jetboy did with this song. And
Yeah.
I always liked Supertramp, but I understand that so this just came out the end of last year. It's Jetboy's covers album. It's called Crate Diggin', and they have some awesome gems. I'm not going to mention them all because we may play a few more later.
Please do, yeah.
But it's a really awesome album. But it actually made me go back and listen to this album, which is Crime of the Century. I have it on vinyl.
Oh, I'm going to do that.
I haven't listened to it in forever, and I pulled it out. I'm like, damn, I like Supertramp a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good band, but they are a little bit lighter.
Right.
A little more like the Steely Dan kind of
the Toto.
AOR, Toto
But
kind of thing.
God, the talent in
So good.
both of those bands. Toto, you know who those guys are. Nothing but studio musicians, like really good studio musicians
Steve Lukather,
that made a great band. So you go back and hear all the stuff, the decades of talent and songs they got out of that band.
Yeah,
but
so
Supertramp same way.
If you don't know Supertramp and you've listened to us and you liked the Night Flight Orchestra, you want to go back and listen to Supertramp.
That's where it came from.
It's in that vibe.
That's who they're ripping off.
Yeah.
I mean, paying tribute to, excuse me.
They should be having something new out very soon, I think.
Keep your ears out.
Yeah, keep your ears open for that one. Okay, song number 4 is a band that I was completely unaware of. Do you know who told me about this band?
I've never heard of that.
Captain Content. He told me about this band. So here's a little nugget. I think I mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
Sometimes Robert sends me a text.
Yeah,
He'll say, hey, what about this band? And sometimes it's a band I've never heard of.
Well, let's just put it this way. The truth is, sometimes I send Kevin a text and say, hey, have you heard of this band or have we played this band? 90% of the time, he's like, yeah, we've already played them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sorry.
You really liked them before.
Really liked
Yeah.
You're going to like them again. It's great.
But every once in a while, you'll send me a band, and then I'm pretty sure that you forget that you send me these.
I did.
Now, what you don't know, I'm going to tell you right
My
now.
attention span is 27 minutes.
What you don't know is I keep a list. I got a list of
glad somebody's
all the
organized.
Robert things that he sent me, and this is on the list.
Not the obscene pictures though. You don't keep that, right? You're supposed
course
to.
I keep those.
You delete those.
Oh, whoops.
Delete those.
Oh, okay. Anyway, this came off the Robert list that I keep, and you probably don't remember this, but I'm going to re-enlighten you to your own text. So this is a one-off alternative rock supergroup who recorded only a couple of songs for a 1998 Robert Rodriguez sci-fi horror film called The Faculty. And you sent this to me.
Not because of
that.
No, because I've never heard of that.
Okay. Well, let me tell you the people that are in this band.
Okay.
And then you tell me if you remember. Oh yeah. So on vocals, Lane Staley.
Allison in Chains.
Oh God, here he goes again. On guitar, Tom Morello from Rage. The drummer is Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction.
I was thinking Anthony Perkins. That's very psycho actor.
The bass player is the guy from Porno for Pyros, and then they have a
bass player.
They have a guy playing keyboards from Matchbox 20.
whatever.
We don't care about them. No,
nothing.
Okay. So you sent this to me.
Was this more than 2 weeks ago?
This might have been 2 years ago.
Okay, I am not responsible for things that I said 2 years ago. I get full immunity. After like 6 months.
Okay.
That's the rule.
All right, I'm going to play the song, and then you're going to know the song.
Still not going to tell
You're
me?
going to know the song. I'll tell you the name of the band. I'll tell you the name of the band.
Okay.
The name of the band is Class of 99.
Nah, that's not all.
You're going to know the song.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just see after we play the song and be like, oh, yeah, I remember sending that to you.
I'm going to say that anyway.
Okay.
We don't need no education. We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers leave them kids alone. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need
that's so good. And I remember.
You remember sending that now?
I am Pepperidge Farms, man. I remember.
What's that reference?
It's a commercial. Pepperidge Farms remembers the old days.
I don't remember that
Second
commercial.
time I got to use my old man voice tonight, man. This is great. I love my old man voice. I'm like 5 years away from being that guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
we both are.
Oh yeah, right.
But yeah, mentioning satellite radio, I haven't listened in a minute, but Tom Morello has a great show, and this was one of the side. I mean, he's got like 500 side projects, but I'd forgotten that it was with Lane Staley. I remember listening to this when he played it, and that's what I went and looked up, class of 1999, but I don't think I realized it was Lane Staley. It's obviously him.
Yeah, and he
listen
doesn't
to it.
sound good. This was actually, sadly, this is his very last recording.
So he may
Very
have, that might
final
have been
thing.
something he was talking about. But yeah, it's not the Lane Staley where he's. I kept waiting for it to kick into that upper
very
register.
yeah.
He's just
Out
there.
of it.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
God, what a waste.
I know. Such a talented person.
Unbelievable.
Amazing voice.
But yeah, so with Tom Morello, he's got to put his,
Craziness.
on there. I'm not a massive fan of that, but he's cool. You can't argue with the fact he's a cool guy and very talented. But on his show, he plays a lot of up and coming bands or just weird stuff, and so it's a cool show to listen to.
All right. Well, you sent that to. I had never heard it.
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie at all. The Faculty.
No,
Never seen it. And
that
I
was a
like
skip.
Robert Rodriguez films, but never saw that one.
Yeah, it's on the list.
So you know what time it is now, right? We've played all these songs. It is, I just checked my watch. It is officially time for some new metal.
I was hoping it was peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter
Sorry.
jelly time. No.
It's been an hour since I've eaten.
It could be. Do you need a break?
Well, no, I'm just starting to think about it, though.
Okay.
That's what happens. Within an hour, it starts percolating, and then I got another probably 45 minutes. I'm good.
We're going to
I'm good.
spread
Keep
some.
going.
We're going to
So
spread some new metal.
What time is it? New metal time?
New metal. You love new metal.
I got to
right?
go. I got this thing. I got to go get a PBJ.
It's your favorite.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You love new metal bands, especially when they do like new metal covers of songs you love. They make
Okay.
it new metally.
Oh, no.
Don't you love that?
No, am I supposed to like this?
All right, this band may be on the cusp of new
Don't make
metal.
me like new metal. If you play a song that's new metal, but I like it, I'm going to be really upset.
Let's see if you even categorize this band as new metal. They're
Okay.
sort of alternative and experimental.
Okay, let's say that.
I'm talking about
Let's
the
say that.
Deftones.
No, I like Deftones are different.
Okay, Deftones are different
They
to you.
were
All right.
around before the new metal, I think.
Okay, yeah. Chino Moreno put this band together, Sacramento, California.
You get to say his name as many times as you want to. Also,
Chino Moreno.
Chino Moreno. That's awesome.
My name is Chino Moreno.
You killed my.
You killed my father. Prepared to die.
I would buy that. Yeah,
Yeah, so not an obscure band by any means.
they're heavy.
They've won some Grammys.
A few.
Multi-platinum albums in the U.S. I don't know about abroad, but yeah.
I know some broads.
What the hell did you just say?
I knew you were going there. When I said it, I'm like, here it comes. Yeah.
Just doing my job, man.
Ah, yeah. That's your job, all
That's a
right.
word.
Captain Content. Okay, so the reason I'm playing this song is they put out a covers album in 2011, and this song, out of all the ones they picked, which they're experimental and weird already,
Yeah.
the band. And I was like, I never would have expected this classic rock staple to be on a Deftones album.
Ooh, okay. I'm intrigued.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Florida
I'm ready.
man.
I'm ready.
When I was young, rich man's gold. All that you need is in your soul, and you can do this if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man, and be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Won't you do this for me, son, if you don't you worry, you'll find yourself. Follow your heart and nothing else, and you can do this if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied and be a simple kind of man, and be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Won't you do this for me, son, if you can? Be a simple kind of man, and be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Would you do this if you can? Be a simple kind of man. Be something you love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of
Kevin? Ronnie James Van Zandt is looking down from heaven, smiling right now.
Good old Ronnie James.
Ronnie James Van Zandt, my great singer-songwriters, just amazing. So we like to joke about how, rightfully so, how I can't remember shit, and that's true. But when you go way back, if you go far enough back, I've got just this vault-like memory of the stupidest things.
Okay.
And you played that song, and it takes me back to 1990, Tallahassee, Florida. I am living with cousin Frank. We've talked about.
Who's been on the show.
He's been on the show, lives in Chattanooga, listens to the show occasionally, so maybe he'll come across this someday. And we were roommates in college. We go somewhere, and he's going to drive. We get in his Camaro.
Oh, yeah.
So we both had Camaros. We're both Harrisons. I had just cut my mullet. Like, it had been just a year maybe.
You boys were rocking.
Yeah. So I get his Camaro, and he's got a cassette. He's like, oh, got a Leonard Skinner's greatest hits. Have you heard the? I'm like, well, I know, Freebird, and I know Sweet Home Alabama. I'm like, I don't. And he's list off these other songs. He's like, you heard this song, Simple Man? I'm like, no, I don't think so. Puts in the cassette, and like as it's spooling up, getting ready to play, he kind of looks at me like, we haven't even left the parking lot yet. Yeah. He kind of taps on the dashboard a little bit. It's like, you know what? This song belongs in the church hymnal, man. I'm like, what? He's like, just listen. And it kicks in, and we start driving, and there's two of us rocking out the Simple Man. I'm blown away. I was like, oh my God, yeah. It's talking about, it mentions your mom, mentions God, mentions like all the bullet points that you got to put in a Southern rock song.
Tick off the Southern rock list.
Yeah, everything. Like it just builds, got the, banging solo at the end of it.
Play some Skinner.
Yeah, it's like a Freebird Part 2. It's like they were hitting on all cylinders, and that's what I remember about this song. And it's every time I hear it, I hear his voice going, you know what? This belongs in the church hymnal. And I think he said Baptist hymnal specifically. This belongs in the Baptist hymnal, Robert. And I was like,
it might be by now.
By now. And I was like, I don't disagree, Frank.
And that day, you understood.
I became a man.
The mighty Leonard Skinner.
That's when I really did like dig down and go, oh, now I know. Because before it was like a character. You'd hear Freebird on the radio, and people joke about Freebird, and he and I both got in trouble for yelling Freebird at the Tallahassee or Florida State University Symphony.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Baptist convention.
No, I've done that, but I didn't get in trouble for that. But yeah, at the symphony, somebody turned around and just gave us the eat shit and die look.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Bravo, Freebird! Like, you idiots, get out.
Yeah, so, remember earlier you were talking about fancy and food with no class?
Right,
yeah.
There you go. That's us. You can't take us anywhere. That is proven fact, but God, that's good. And once again, that's what they're good at.
Deftones played it pretty straight.
Yeah.
But it was still just beefed up in those chunky guitars.
They did what they're good at.
And the guitar solo, the lead, was awesome.
It is right on. He wasn't trying to overdo the metal part of the song. He was keeping it classic.
Chino Marino must be high all the time. Because he sings, I don't know how he draws out every note, every word.
I think that was longer than the original time-wise. It just was a beat or two slower even.
Yeah. I mean, even words like the and the.
eight measures to sing and. Yeah, that's their thing. That's why I like them, and I don't consider them new metal. They've got their own shtick.
They definitely came up in that time, but yeah, I agree with you. They went beyond.
Yeah.
Kind of like Incubus, same thing. So that song is one of Skinner's most popular songs, and that was on their debut album, 1973, the year I was born. Crazy. Third best-selling song digitally for Leonard Skinner. So in the new age,
because it goes song by song.
In the new age, since it's become available, it's their third best-selling digital song after Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird.
Yeah.
And it sold digital sales only. Since it's become available, it's sold over 1,300,000 copies as of November 2013 when this metric was pulled. 2013 was when that was pulled. So you can only imagine how much it sold since then.
That's like 40 more copies at least.
Well, yeah, everything's free now.
I never got Sweet Home Alabama. I never got, because once again, I lived in Florida and I had relatives in Alabama, and I wasn't too sure about that. When they talk about Sweet Home Alabama, no, I don't know. I've been there. I don't know. Have you been to Alabama? I don't know. I wouldn't be singing about it. I've been there. I spent time there.
Yeah, that's a song that has. I never, ever need to hear it again.
No, never again. And
even on the album, if I'm listening to the Skinner album, I will skip that song.
Well, then Kentucky Fried Chicken uses it in their commercials back in the 2000s sometime. And so you hear the dun, 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 and God. So if I see fried chicken, I hear that song now.
Yeah, I'd say Sweet Home Alabama is worse than Freebird as far as how many times it's been played.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from Skinner. You got to play some Skinner. We're going to do classic rock.
But I can listen to Freebird if it's the right moment, the right time, like everything's got to really be in the right spot. I can't just hear it on the radio. It's got to be intentionally played at a certain time to set a mood. And yes, I'm still about it, but Sweet Home Alabama can go take a hike.
I agree. Freebird and Layla. Because they're so long.
Yeah.
But if you're in the right mood.
That comfortably numb. Like, I won't listen to that if it comes on anywhere unless I choose to listen to that at a certain place and time.
Yep. I think you're right there. They could definitely take the 2-year sabbatical as well, though.
Yes. Put that on the list. The 2-year band list.
It's on the list.
I will listen to that station. Let me tell you, if we can get a 2-year band list going, whatever's left, I want to listen to that station.
Well, maybe this song will go on it too.
Okay,
this next song.
This is for the band.
This is another one of those songs, man. Woo! They played it a lot. But again, it's one of those artists that I was never into, but we knew this song. So the band covering it, we mentioned last week. We mentioned not this band, but you mentioned.
Yeah.
Sam Spade.
Oh, yeah.
From the Midnight Devils.
Who's a loyal listener to this podcast.
Well, I love that.
Yes.
And we love that band. And he told us when we interviewed him, he was like, do you know who produced our album? Chip's Enough. From Enough's Enough. And
Zenough.
And they went out on tour with Enough's Enough. And so I thought, you know what? We should play some Enough's Enough. It's been a while.
Yep.
So we're going to play some Enough's Enough. They were kind of lumped in with the hair bands of the 80s, 90s, but they weren't really. They kind of had a neon crazy look, Sunset Strip kind of look, but they were playing deeper stuff. They were a little more soulful and in between the old world and the new world when the 90s rolled around.
They got caught in that. Undertow.
But their look definitely didn't help. And they still have that look to this day.
Yeah.
So that's just the way they do. They were kind of like neon hippies. It's kind of what their look was.
See, Living Color pulled off the neon.
Yeah.
They didn't really pull it off.
Yeah, maybe not quite. But they went the independent route in the 90s and tons of members over the years, but they've just kept going. They even had a few deaths in the band. And Donnie V left in 2013, who was the lead singer and kind of the voice. But Chip's Enough has carried on. Chip sings now. But they always had these great harmony vocals, so great singing band, kind of a Beatles-esque kind of sound to the music they were playing. And I saw them on the Kiss Cruise with Chip, and they were awesome. They're a really good live band, so if Enough's Enough comes to your town, go see them. They've released 16 albums from 89 to 22, and we played them actually on a Reigniting Power Pop episode. And on that episode, the song we played, Jakey Lee was the guitarist. So it all comes full circle here on this episode. But that's not who's playing guitar on this particular song that they're covering. And this comes off of one of their albums that features not only classic rock covers, but kind of modern classics from the 90s and beyond. It's kind of an eclectic mix of cover tunes. But this one definitely is a classic rock staple. One that I did not appreciate when I was a kid. I just didn't get it. But as I've grown older, maybe because I've heard it so many times, I've grown to like this song. I never really listened to this artist, so we'll talk about that when we get back and see if you were a fan.
Okay.
Now everybody, have you heard? If you're in the game, well then the stroke's the word. Don't take no rhythm, don't take no style. Got a thirst for killing, live your violin. Put your right hand out, give a firm handshake. Talk to me about the one big break. Spread your ear pollution, both far and wide. Keep your contributions on your side. Stroke me. Could be a winner, boy, you mean so well. Stroke me. Stroke me. You got your number down. Stroke me. Say you're a winner, but man, you're just a sinner now. Put your left foot out, keep it all in place. Work your way right into my face. First you try to bend me, you make my backbone slide. When you find you bend me, slip on by, keep on. Stroke me. Give me a reason, this is all I want. Stroke me. Stroke me.
heavier than the original? I always thought the original was pretty heavy, not having the perspective of who Billy Squier was.
So were you I didn't know at all who Billy Squier was back in the day.
I knew that song. And what was his one other hit? I think I can't remember now.
I've never ever dove into Billy Squier.
Never did. Well,
never gone
I still haven't. And I would like that song when it would come on. And his other hit, I can't remember now what it is. But I didn't know his story until.
But the story with the video.
Yeah, I never heard that. And thinking about how his career ended because he was kind of writhing around in a pink shirt in a video. But at the same time,
it was a different time. Right?
You think, okay, well, it was the 80s. You know, he was every other band was in hairspray, fishnets, and makeup, looking like 6 foot tall women.
We got our runs. The big fat sweets. What?
Have you seen Duke Fame's current album?
Yes.
Have you seen the cover?
No, I don't think I have.
It's a rather lurid cover. I mean, it's like naked women, and
he's tied down to this table. And they've got these whips, and they're all semi-nude.
Knocking on him, and it's like it's much worse. Well, the point is, it's much worse than Smell McGlove.
The point is how he
really
gets away with
he's
that.
number 3.
Because he's the victim. Their objections were that she was the victim. You see, that's all right. I mean, if the singer's the victim, it's different. It's not sexist.
He did a twist on it.
He did
a twist, and it's turned it around.
We should have thought of that.
We were so close.
I mean, if we'd had all you guys tied up, that probably would have been fine. But it's still a stupid.
It's such a fine line between stupid and clever. Yeah,
it's just a little turnabout.
Culture Club came on right after his video. I'm pretty sure Boy George was, pretty big at that same time. So
kind of ostracized because of that.
I don't know. Maybe because he was a rock guy,
but once again, all the rock guys.
What about Freddie Mercury?
I'm using quotation marks. Rock guys. Yeah, we had just come off of the 70s and 80s with Bowie and Mercury and others.
I don't get it at all.
It was fully within. This is mid 80s, right? Stroke Me, 85.
81 is when this came out.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. That came off his debut album.
I thought it was mid 80s. I stand corrected. Maybe early 80s.
Well, the song you're talking about, the video
was
got him kind of shunned or whatever. That had to be later.
Okay.
So it had to be.
So still, like I said, we're in the middle of 80s
I don't get it.
Goes. It seemed like androgynous was all the rage.
I know. I don't get it at all. I mean, Dead or Alive? Remember you talked about that guy?
That was a little later 80s.
I know, but still.
Yeah, we had a couple of moments of debate between me and 4 other junior high school guys going, she's hot. It's a dude. No, but she's hot. It's a dude. Wait, what?
Well, she spins me around.
Yeah, but she's hot. So how can she be a dude? It's a dude. I don't understand. She's hot. So
dude, her name is Pete Burns.
Yeah. See, we didn't have Google at the time. Nobody knew that.
Yeah, I agree with you. The whole Billy Squier story is weird. But I've still never gone back.
No, I couldn't tell you anything else about his career or anything.
That album, his debut album that song was from, triple platinum.
Yeah.
I mean, really big.
I think he made enough to, he's doing fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he blew it all.
It's VH1 has it as the 59th best hard rock song of all time.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that I hated the song when I was younger.
Really?
Because I thought the lyrics were so dumb. Because I was, when I hear stroke, I'm thinking,
why
is he singing about spanking?
It gave you impure thoughts, Kevin Ware. That's why you don't like it.
Well,
you were like, oh no, I got to go to my room now.
It really hit home. It consumed a lot of my time at that
It also wasn't until later until I realized he's talking about the record industry.
Oh.
Yeah, I took it literally also. I'm like, wow, that's kind of graphic for the radio. But,
So
I bleep out other words, but they let you say stroke me all night long.
I never got into it.
Yeah.
But
I took it literally. I was like, all right, here we go.
What's wrong with you?
Nowadays, I like it. And I realize that it's very similar to another song that came out around the same time called Another One Bites the Dust. Has the same kind of groove to it and the cadence of it a little bit. So I don't know why, because I love that song. I don't know why I didn't like it. But
Big Al's version, Another One Rides the Bus. that was his alternative. Another one rides the bus, and another gets on, and another gets on.
Wow.
Ruined that song. I can't think of the real one anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will say I like the Enough's Enough version better.
Yeah, I do too.
It's heavier. It's got...
Partially because you and I have heard the original 5 bazillion times.
I like the arrangement of it. I like the sounds. I just think they did a really good job with that song. Or to have one more for you. We started with Canadian Gold.
Yeah.
We're going to end with Canadian Gold. And this
right
is
back
actually
up there.
This is a Canadian supergroup who released 2 albums of only Canadian classic rock covers.
There's a lot to choose from.
There are a lot, and a lot that we don't know. So
It's true.
I listened to the album, I'm like, whoa, what is that song? I don't know the band that's
Their
from.
version of classic rock covers, not our version.
Yeah. And the supergroup part is, you may not know these guys, but I'll tell you what they're in. So Todd Kearns is the singer. He's currently the bass player in Slash's band.
Okay.
He's also played with Bruce Kulick.
These are all members of Triumph and Rush, right?
No,
the 2
not at
bands
all.
that Canadians.
Todd Kearns is also the singer from Minefield, who's on here somewhere.
Oh, right there. You pointed
Look at that.
right
Good.
at it.
Yeah, he's on our
You're
banner.
good.
So we've played Minefield before. That's Todd. Brent Fitz on drums. He also plays with Slash. He's played with Alice Cooper, Union. And then they have a guy named Shane, I think it's Galus. He's in the Japanese band Bees, but he's not Japanese. Interesting.
Okay.
Bees is one of the biggest Japanese rock bands of all time. We've talked about them before. He also played with Michael Schenker. So he's big in Japan and Germany, apparently.
And Canada.
And Canada. He's international, this guy. And then this guy named Corey Churko is also in the band, and he's like a gunslinger for hire. He's played with Kelly Clarkson, Shania Twain. Like he does the big gigs.
He's
making money.
He's making some money.
I think all these guys are making pretty good money. But they got together, they put this band together, and what are you going to call a Canadian supergroup who's only going to play Canadian songs? What would you name your band?
Trush.
Took.
That was close.
Yeah. So this is Took. And
of course.
This song, another one of those songs that we used to hear back in the day. I doubt if it ever gets played on classic rock radio today, but you'll definitely know this one. I think you might be a fan of this song, but they do a pretty true version of it. I just love it. And I think you're going to like it too. We'll see.
All right.
Problem
God! Yes! Sorry.
Yes, a little saga for you.
God, I love that song. Damn it.
Canadian neo-progressive rock band Saga. That was their biggest commercially successful album, released in 1981, and that was their biggest Billboard hit in the U.S. Number 26, actually, on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 3 on the top rock tracks chart by 82. Highest chart performance ever that they had. And the only song that I ever remember being played on classic rock.
Yeah, that I actually saw on MTV before I heard it on the radio.
Oh, okay.
And he's wearing like this white onesie leotard, unitard.
Speaking of Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he had that whole thing with. I just remember seeing this song. It's like, I don't know, I'm probably 12 years old or 13 years old. And there's something about that song going to grab me. And it wasn't until about, God, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe, something kind of just popped in my head, and I thought, I want to hear that song again. What was that song? Saga. I remember liking this song, and I pulled it up on Spotify and I played it. And God, it just like you saw, man, it just put me in the best mood.
I have to describe. So as soon as that song came on, you started singing. You knew every word.
I know every word.
Every single word. And
I know every word.
It looked like you were doing a little performance art over there. I was very amused.
Oh yeah, I knew nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching, Kevin. That's my motto. But
it doesn't matter. You were a front man.
If you could pull up on Spotify some type of metrics where it shows you how many times you've played a certain song,
that's the one.
That would probably be up there at the top of my list because it is audible meth, and it's a lot cheaper and has a lot less side effects than actual meth.
Now, as your counselor, I'm here to tell you about drugs and alcohol and why they're bad, okay? So, first of all, smoking's bad. You shouldn't smoke. And alcohol is bad. You shouldn't drink alcohol. And as for drugs, well, drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs. Okay, that about wraps up my introduction. Now, are there any questions?
And so if I have to go out and do things, let's just say in the yard, I have to go build something. I have to go... whatever, yard work, some type of physical labor.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to do like stretches and limber up. I play that song. And I'll be damned, every time I'm ready to go break something, dig something, mow the lawn.
Let me get this right. Florida man goes out to do some yard work.
Listens to...
And instead of Skinnerd...
Yeah, that's not the right...
He's putting on neo-progressive rock from a Canadian band.
Sings in a unitard. Yeah.
All right.
It works, man.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't know why. All these years later, you hit that song and my heart kicks into gear. I'm ready to go. I'm 10 years younger.
Well,
and it lasts like 20 minutes and then I hit the song again.
Captain Content has me stroking my beard over here, so we might have to whip something up.
Please. I've been begging you. What are you talking about?
All right.
I've asked you several times. We've got to talk about this band. We got to talk about this band.
All right.
Finally, 215
Here
episodes.
We are. So what did you think of Took's version?
And once again, heavier. Now, they do have a live version that's very similar to that, where they extend the ending just a little bit. That one, takes it up a couple of notches heaviness-wise. Look up the live version of that song. It's really good.
Did you know that I've seen the live version of that song? Did I tell you when I was on the boat 2 years ago that Saga was there?
No!
Yeah. So I watched Saga twice on the boat. They were so good. Oh my God, they still have it.
Yeah, they're really
still good.
Same thing. You've got to go once they get in. You go deeper than that song. It gets kind of some weirdness. They've got some they hit some power ballady.
Oh yeah,
AM radio almost stuff.
Well,
but then they've got some
prog
rock songs. It was early '80s weirdness. Let's just say.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
But as far as that song right there,
that song.
Yeah. It nails it every time for me.
All right. Well,
so thank you.
Well, we had to end on a high note. So it took two Canadian artists. The beginning really got
Bookmark those Canadians
really grabbed you.
Yep.
Had a little lull in the middle there.
Yeah.
But there were a few that you liked. But then we ended it on the high note as well.
I liked them all. Jakey Lee, he's a solid guy. I didn't mean to disparage him. It was good. I'm telling you, that Jakey Lee was good. But these others were so good that it just outshined them.
Awesome.
Sorry, Jake.
All right. Well, I'm glad you dug it. And Captain Content has already given me some ideas for
That's my job.
Some other episodes.
Gotta do it, man.
We've got more coming, people. So stick around until next week.
See you
later.